Hey folks, Nathan here. Quick video, all one take, hopefully. Just a quick kind of informational thing real quick. Just to kind of let you know what's coming. So we are going to do an official book launch video for Saga on Home Video 2nd edition here in the near future, along with the call for questions to let you ask questions about it to have a separate Q&A video just about the book. But to start out with here, quick notice, as I mentioned in the previous update for November, a Saga on Home Video 1st edition is leaving print. Okay? If you are looking for this original version that was just under 300 pages, had a little over 300 pictures, and was all grayscale pictures in the interior, but was all one single volume, then you need to pick this up basically immediately. On Monday, which is the 29th, on Monday the 29th of November, I'm going to go into the system and I'm going to click the button that takes it out of circulation. Okay? I have no idea whether orders that are placed but not printed and shipped prior to that will still be honored by Amazon. I'm assuming they will. Can't say for sure. Have never tried this before. But suffice to say, I will click that button on Monday. So if you want to be able to put in an order at least for the 1st edition, if you're a completist, got to do it this weekend, the weekend here after Thanksgiving, last weekend of November. The reason for that is that it looks like in a matter of days, we will see the release of a Saga on Home Video 2nd edition on both paperback and Kindle formats. There will be a luxury premium color laminate hardback set also available. But that will not be until probably the end of December, because it's going to be until December 16th, they're estimating, before I even get proof copies to approve of the hardback versions. So that's going to be a while. I don't want to hold up the paperback and Kindle copies waiting for that to come around. So, you may recall this design for the VHS cassettes in 2000. I really like this particular design. So that's what I went with emulating this time instead of trying to emulate a VHS cassette as in the first case. These are proof copies. Note it says not for resale. Here is volume 1, basically ready to go. Minor tweak I'm going to do is go in. I want to add a couple commas in the preface and get rid of this off the Patreon credits page, but otherwise this one is ready to go. This is the one that's going to cover the live action films prior to 2016. So it basically ends with the live action theatrical films being released on Blu-ray and digital form in 2015, essentially here. So the first 6 chapters, I would say, of the book. Notice this has a Saga on Home Video, the Roman numeral 1. Down here it says volume 1 of 3. It's got a picture of the stuff that is covered here, so you can kind of get a sense of what era it's from. The spine, which is white, not black, I'll explain that reasoning when we do the regular video, has the volume 1, the back, black and white, albeit reversed from the VHS. List of content here says volume 1 of 3 has the Roman numeral 1. Hopefully everybody will be clear. This is a 3-volume set and which volume they're looking at when they take a look at any of them. The cool thing, though, is the big deal, which is that the interior is now completely color. Okay, so we went from a single volume, a little under 300 pages with a little over 300 pictures, to a 3-volume set that is a combined approximately 1,000 pages with over 1,500, around 1,550 color images. But this is the same type of paper. Okay, so just bear that in mind. It's the same type of paper. Pardon the toddler, please, if you happen to hear him. So you've got your images there. They're printed on the regular paper. It's not glossy paper. Regular paper here. Nice color pictures. Basically kind of the quality you would have seen in the grayscale version, except it's in color, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. My assumption would be that in the hardback, the color will be even better because it's going to be premium color, which is the only option available for hardback books right now through Kindle Direct Publishing. But we have volume 1. We will then have volume 2, right? 2 different pictures. This one is covering basically chapters, what is now chapters 7, 8, and 9. So it's the chapter on Force Awakens and Rogue One, the chapter on Last Jedi and Solo, the chapter on Skywalker Saga and Rise of Skywalker, with, of course, all the other releases of episodes 1 through 6 that happened within that era of basically 2016 up through the end of 2021. Okay? Again, 2s all over the place, color throughout. One kind of cool thing about this volume, fleshing it out a little bit, is that it also includes information for the new films, the Disney era films, on all the releases coming out of South Korea, from Blue fans in China, the most elaborate release for each one coming out of Japan, and continues the coverage in depth of these stuff coming out of the UK. So it's got that huge set of sidebars to do a lot of comparisons for the modern distribution era if you're trying to figure out where the best region is to buy from if you don't necessarily want to buy from the United States. And then the last one is the one that is thicker. For what it's worth, this one, Volume 2, is about the same size as the original. Volume 1 is about 30-40 pages larger than the original. And then we got Volume 3, the Everything Else volume. This is, well, we'll look at the back to see what all is in it, but you can kind of tell here it's just kind of an eclectic mix of stuff. Volume 3, this one is the biggest of any of them. It is 50 to 100 pages larger than the original first edition was by itself. And this one includes Droids, Ewoks, the Ewok films, the Clone Wars 2D microseries, The Clone Wars by Filoni. You can't see it there, but it says Rebels, Resistance, Disney Plus, Lego Star Wars behind-the-scenes stuff, tips for collectors, the oddball items that don't really fit anywhere else, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, again, all that great interior color. Really looking forward to folks being able to get their hands on these. There's also new sidebars added to the second edition. We'll talk more about them, but basically there's, one example would be, and it's one that actually spans multiple pages because of how big it is, but there's one called Across the Galaxy that's basically like just different ones from different regions, all kind of side by side, just kind of for the visual coolness. Like there's the, here and here, it's the Across the Galaxy for the VHS release of Phantom Menace from all kinds of different regions there. There is one, let's see, where would I find one of those? There's one called Go Figure, which is about how Hasbro commemorated some home video releases with special action figure packs that don't have home video stuff in them but are celebrating a home video release. And there is also, what is the other new one? Oh, Spectacles for the Spectacle. Not much of that in here, but since you can use Real D 3D glasses at home with passive Real D 3D setups, any of the theatrical Real D 3D Star Wars exclusive glasses are included in their own little sidebar now too. So massive, massive stuff here. Again, about 1,000 pages, give or take, over 1,500 pictures now, all in color, and so on and so on. I expect that the paperback, excuse me, I'm wheezing a little bit, I'm still recovering from being sick. The paperbacks, I would expect, will be available here, if not the last few days of November of 2021, then the first few days of December 2021. Kindle will be available as well. Right now, the expected price points would be that each volume on Kindle will be $14.99. Each paperback volume will be $29.99. That's a big leap over the original first edition, but of course that's because of, in many cases, more pages, and because it is full color interior now, and that just costs more to print. The hardback versions, like I said, I won't have out until probably the end of December. It's a matter of waiting for the proof copies of them to show up in the middle of December, at least based on the estimate they're giving me right now. More than likely, those premium color, special, laminate hardcover, fancy schmancy luxury editions, if you want to call it that, of this one. Each volume is looking to be $59.99. Yeah, I know. It's a question of the printing costs and everything else that goes into it. I'm making a moderate amount of profit on any individual copy sold on any of the different platforms or any of the different formats, but a lot of that cost, a lot of that price is coming back to a combination of the printing cost for Amazon, for Kindle Direct Publishing, and whatever these fees are, or these things they add when it goes from the printing cost to what the author is allowed to set as a minimum price. And then you got to kind of go from there if you're going to build in any royalties and stuff like that. So more on this soon. I'm going to go ahead and show you these proof copies here. As soon as I have like finished copies in my hands that don't have the little bar across them, that is when I will record the book launch video. Just know that here very, very soon, you'll be able to pick these up on Amazon. If you want to wait for hardback, you're waiting until like later in December for those. But yeah, I wanted to show you those because the proof copies have finally arrived. And I'm super, super stoked. A couple of minor tweaks, and all these will be ready to go. So thank you for your interest, and hopefully you'll stick around on the channel and check out that launch video whenever that finally happens. And we can address any questions that you have. I may even do a launch video just with the proof copies here in the next week or so, depending on when they actually are able to go up for sale. So thank you all for your interest, and may the force be with you.